The subject is first given focus. The alignment of the body, mind, spirit, buddhi and ahankar is given priority using the Panchakoshi Vikasa. Panchakoshi Vikasa means using 5-layered system of education, tackling the physical body, the pranic body, the mental body, the intellectual body, and the body of bliss, which is the last layer covering the Atma. So the Panchakosa Vikas is a system implemented long time ago in the Indian education system. Of course, over the years, education has evolved. There was colonialization in India, colonialism spread throughout Southeast Asia. And the teaching methods, the education methods have been modified to meet the objective knowledge system for the advancement of society. Nevertheless, we also discovered that the Indian knowledge system is not opposed and contradictory to the conventional knowledge system. In fact, it is complementary and it also enriches the modern education system. Therefore, we have combined Indic knowledge system with STEM education system, and therefore we came up with the IKS-STEM education system. Here in Anaadi GSSG, our priority is to develop the child. Why? Simple. Any nation in the world, any system in the world does not progress because they have a perfect system. It progresses because they cultivate good human beings. It is all based on the goodness of mankind. Any system of a nation is not built because some parliament puts some enactment into place. It is built because it cultivates good human beings. It cultivates mankind and develops his goodness. And here in Anaadi GSSG, our primary objective is to create a holistic child that lives and conducts its life in unison with nature, its own nature. By understanding its own nature, the Pancha Bhutas, the Pancha Pranas, the Pancha Indriyas, the Karma Indriyas, the Jnana Indriyas, how they function, how they work with nature. By knowing itself, it will understand the world better. By knowing itself, it will be able to project goodness into the world. This is our focus in Anaadi GSS of Singapore. And we hope in the coming years, months and years, we will be able to address some of the social issues that are being faced by our local Indian children. Some of the, during our research and understanding of Indians in Southeast Asia, mainly Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and some parts of Burma and Thailand, we found that the Indian community in these areas, in this region, have these following social issues. And some of them are quite serious issues. And we feel in Anaadi GSSG, we have the formula. We have mastered the formula. Can we go back to the first slide, please? In addressing some of the very core issues here, like social isolation, underperformance in academics, not all of them, but there is a substantial majority among Indians in Singapore, Malaysia, and other parts of Southeast Asia who are undergoing this problem. There is and intra-ethnic division among Indians in this region because of language. Even here, someone told me, why don't we speak in Tamil? Now, if I speak in Tamil, the Telugu Indians won't understand. If I speak in Kannada, the Malayalis won't understand. If I speak in Sanskrit, nobody will understand it. So I have to choose a language that will integrate all this. So forgive me if I don't speak in local dialect. It's because we want to deliver a message that is effective and integrates everybody into this knowledge system. However, in Anaadi GSS, we will also encourage the use of Matru Bhasha for the child. If the child is Tamil, we will teach her Tamil. The child is Telugu, we will encourage her to learn the mother tongue. If the child is Kannada, we will provide a teacher who can teach them in Kannada. We will also encourage all of them to study Sanskrit, not because we think Sanskrit is superior, but most of the verses and slokas that we use in Anaadi are written in Sanskrit, and for better understanding of these slokas, the phonemes, and its deeper meaning, Sanskrit will be very helpful. Also, some of the mathematical formulas and some of the verses of the Vedas which has mathematical codes. If you were to decode the Vedas from a mathematical lens, you will find a lot of mathematical formulas in the Vedas. So Sanskrit will be very helpful in cultivating these mathematical formulas and to initiate neuro-linguistic flow of thought processes. Chanting does do that, both in Tamil and Sanskrit. We have slokas that will improve the neural network of the child by regularly chanting these slokas. We will share this knowledge with our children here in GSS-Anaadi. There is also lack of guidance in the domain of Indian culture, tradition, heritage, and arts. You will find that when we include this kind of subjects in our education system, we will equally develop the child's IQ, the child's EQ, and also the child's SQ. SQ here means spiritual creation. Now we will also tackle the poor health issues and lifestyle choices by giving them the right guidance in how to handle their biological, sociological, and psychological aspect of their humanness. And there's also, I noticed, among Indians in Singapore, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka as well, there is a certain lack of confidence in them due to the fact that Indians are usually sidelined in most cultures. I don't know why. I'm yet to find out why, but I'm not going to focus on the sidelining. I'm going to focus on the frontlining of these things. That should be our focus. How to put them in the front line and not to worry about the sidelining of Indians. We don't want to even go there. Can we go to the next slide, please? This is how we hope to tackle the upliftment of our community in this region. We hope to enhance the social upliftment and social mobility of our children. We hope to develop culturally derived solutions to their challenges, the challenges that they face, day-to-day challenges. It could be social challenges, it could be challenges in getting employment, it could be challenges that they are facing in the enhancement of today's technology vis-a-vis AI, artificial intelligence. A lot of focus in the education system of this region is given to intelligence. Now, I have no problem But intelligence can be misused because the same intelligence that discovered the atoms also discovered the atomic bomb. The same intelligence that saved the world from plague also discovered certain dangerous biological weapons. The same intelligence that created a very effective social structure also created the destruction of many countries in the world, as we see today. So intelligence, if not cultivated with wisdom, there is a difference between intelligence and wisdom. Intelligence can be used for wrong purposes. In the same way, artificial intelligence can be misused. There is a danger of misusing artificial intelligence. Therefore, it is very vital that we cultivate not just intelligence, but wisdom and intuitive knowledge for our children. And Anaadi GSS would like to be in the front line in providing such an education system that would give growth to the natural wisdom that is innately present in the child, in the DNA of the child. Because in this tradition, we have had greatest scientists. This tradition has produced great scientists in the world. This tradition has produced great musicians in the world. This tradition has produced great philosophers in this world. This tradition has produced great mathematicians in this world. This tradition has also produced greatest jnanis in this world. This tradition has produced jnanis from the age of 6. Now, this is the only tradition that has given the world jnanis who are children. Imagine, these are the genetics that are running in our system. But there is no knowledge sufficient enough, deep enough, efficient enough to bring out this knowledge, this dharmic value system embedded in our DNA. Here in Anaadi GSS, we are hoping, we are confident, we can awaken the dharmic DNA of our children. We know the method, we have mastered it. That is why we want to bring it to this. I consider this an honor, and I say this with all humility, to be seated here in Singapore at the Balasubramanian Temple. I read about the history of this temple. This temple, the earlier temple was placed near Canberra Road, I'm told. It was built at that time near a naval dockyard by some workers in the dockyard because someone had a vision of Muruga, and he was asked, and that day was a very special day. He was asked to place a light by a tree, and he had heard the voice of Muruga. Yes, some will say this is imagination, this is delusional, this is that, but history has proven otherwise. You see, God speaks to man when man or woman are ready to listen to him. That's how God speaks to you. God speaks to you when you're ready to listen. When you're ready to listen deeply into yourself. And in Anaadi GSS, we hope to cultivate a child that has the ability to listen to the voice of God. Because that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is not intelligence. I've met a lot of intelligent people who are equally delusional about the world. So intelligence does not equal success, because intelligence can also end up in a delusional state, like what happened in the Second World War, what happened in the First World War, and what is about to happen now. We hope and pray that it will not happen, and part of our Puja Sankalpa today is to pray for a better world, for a better universe. Today, of all days, today I'm told there is an unusual alignment of planets in the eastern and western sky. 6 planets are aligned, 6 very powerful planets are aligned today in the sky, the western sky. Those who have the fortunate opportunity to see it would have noticed. From the standpoint of Earth's atmosphere, you will see all the planets in a line, but in actuality they are not in a line. They are in a different location. But if you were to look at it from the top of the universe, you will see that they are not aligned. But at Earth's level, when you look at this planet, you will see them in a straight line. This is what we call illusion, a 3-dimensional illusion. And quite often, all of us will experience 3-dimensional illusion. And here in Anaadi GSS, we hope to clarify this illusion with our children in how to perceive the world from the standpoint of Satya, from the standpoint of Dharma, from the standpoint of Jnana, from the standpoint of Vijnana. This is how we'd like to cultivate our children. Not just give them STEM education, but STEM education with a difference. What is the difference? The child will know itself by knowing itself, by creating a beautiful self. It will create a beautiful world. We hope to create a beautiful child, which will contribute to a beautiful family, which will contribute to a beautiful community, which will contribute to a beautiful nation, which will contribute to a beautiful world. This beauty has to start here. And I thank all of you for your presence here in supporting this divine Sankalpa. Yes, I call it a divine Sankalpa of the Siddhas and the Guru Parampara, that we are here today, gathered in this holy tree, Balasubramanya temple, with the support of the temple community and our dearest Hindu Advisory Board Chairman, Sri Sengotavan. Thank you very much for your presence, sir. Given a lot of encouragement, a lot of support, and we hope to fulfill your expectations in this endeavor. I would also like to thank the presence of all parents, teachers, volunteers, particularly the team of Anaadi GSS Singapore, for putting up such a good show. Putting up a lot of effort has gone into this. But all their effort, I guarantee you, all their effort came from the Sankalpa of their Guru and Muruga, and they work and they serve you from their heart and soul, because they want to create a very powerful, dharmic society for the nation. Thank you very much.